Hi everyone, my name is Krissy and I'm the Director of Education and Outreach for the Children's Museum Easton. And I'm with you today to read What Do You Do with a Tail Like This? And to share a STEAM activity to go along with it. So let's get started. What do you do with a tail like this? Animals use their noses, ears, tails, eyes, mouths, and feet in very different ways. See if you can guess which animal each part belongs to and how it is used. At the back of this book, you can find out more about these animals. What do you do with a nose like this? Do you recognize any of these noses? I think I know a couple of these. Do you? If you're a platypus, you use your nose to dig in the mud. If you're a hyena, you find your next meal with your nose. If you're an elephant, you use your nose to give yourself a bath. If you're a mole, you use your nose to find your way underground. If you're an alligator, you breathe through your nose while hiding in the water. What do you do with ears like these? Some interesting looking ears. If you're a jackrabbit, your ears keep you cool. If you're a bat, you see with your ears. If you're a hippopotamus, you close your ears when you're underwater. If you're a cricket, you hear with your ears that are on your knees. If you're a humpback whale, you hear sounds hundreds of miles away. It's amazing. What do you do with a tail like this? I think I recognize some of these tails. If you're a giraffe, you brush off pesky flies with your tails. If you're a skunk, you lift your tail to warn that a stinky spray is on its way. Ooh. If you're a lizard, you break off your tail to get away. If you're a scorpion, your tail can give a nasty sting. If you're a monkey, you hang from a tree by your tail. Oh my goodness. What do you do with eyes like these? Let's see. If you're an eagle, you spot tiny animals from high in the sky. If you're a chameleon, you can look two ways at once. If you're a four-eyed fish, you look above and below the water at the same time. If you're a horned lizard, you can squirt blood out of your eyes. If you're a bush baby, you use your large eyes to see clearly at night. What do you do with feet like these? If you're a chimpanzee, you feed yourself with your feet. If you're a blue-foot booby, you do a dance. If you're a water strider, you walk on water. If you're a gecko, you use your sticky feet to walk on the ceiling. If you're a mountain goat, you can leap from ledge to ledge. Some impressive things. What do you do with a mouth like this? Do you recognize any of these? Oh boy. If you're a pelican, you use your mouth as a net to scoop up fish. If you're a mosquito, you can use your mouth to suck blood. If you're an egg-eating snake, you use your mouth to swallow eggs larger than your head. If you're an anteater, you can capture termites with your long tongue. And if you're an archer fish, you can catch insects by shooting them down with a stream of water. Wow. These are some impressive animals. And I love this book because at the end of this book, it shows you all interesting facts about each of the animals, about their noses, about their ears, their tails, their eyes, their feet, and their mouths. This is a great book if you don't have it yourself to borrow from your local library. So let's get ready to do a STEAM activity that goes along with what do you do with a tail like this. Hi everyone, so now that we've read what you do with a tail like this, it's time to explore and do a little bit of comparing in our STEAM activity. So what I usually would like to do is go back to the animals that are mentioned in the book, some of the creatures, and compare myself or ourselves if I'm in a classroom, and compare what they mention, parts of the bodies, compare to ourselves, minus the tails. When they talk about, let's say, what do you do with ears like this? So what I would do is, if I were in a classroom or with my own children at home, I would, I'm not at home obviously, but I have a hand mirror, so I would have them look, or I would look myself at my ears, and I would look at the animals in here and look at their ears. And also remember, in the back of the book there was a whole section that talks about what the ears of the different animals, how they're used and purposes, and the sizes. But I would look at the ears, and you can measure your ears because they do talk about sizes in the book. And then you can have them draw out your ears, maybe compared to the different shapes, because they talk about a jackrabbit and how long they are and how they stand up. The hippopotamus, they talked about how he can actually close them down when they go into water, how the bat uses them for the sound, for the sound, but different ways compared to how we use them, and the shapes. So I would, you could be drawing, so we could use the standard measurement. Another thing that you could do for maybe not necessarily ears, we talk about like the hands and the feet, maybe do something with Play-Doh. We could do prints, which is something that could be quite different, especially when you talk about prints with mammals, how they can differentiate. It may not be necessarily in this book, but you could definitely extend it and do some research. That's a good one to do with prints. It may not give you exactly all the details that you want, but you could definitely either get some different books, or you could look online to see what the different prints look like. So this is a fun book to do, but the idea is to compare yourself, to do some comparisons with different animals, whether it be general with humans or specific with yourself. And it's a nice activity to do with drawing, or with actual dough, or more scientific with the measuring. So fun one to do at home with STEAM activity, and it's a good one to do with grown-ups and versus adults too, because then that way they get to see maybe how big their hand is compared to their grown-up or their grandparents. So with their adult compared to theirs, or maybe a baby sister or brother. So hope you have fun with this one, and we'll see you again. Take care.